Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Bedrock Survival Guide. Things have changed a little bit in this world, but at the same time, they haven't changed at all. Really, the only thing that's changed since the last episode is our sheep are colored, our garden is full, and this episode, this little piece right here, soak it in, because this is definitely going to change in this episode. That's right. In this episode, my dudes, it is time for the wool farm. We're going to be chopping down all of these trees here and building this amazing wool farm right here. And that's going to get us one step closer to what we need for the end game. So buckle up, everyone, and get ready for the next episode of the Bedrock Survival Guide. What is going on, everybody? Psycho Killer here, and welcome back to the Minecraft Bedrock Survival Guide. Yo, if these videos are enjoying at all for you, make sure you smash the like button. If you're new around here, subscribe, and don't forget, guys, I got a Twitch. The link to that will be in the description down below, as well as in a card up at the top of the screen right here. So the intro said it, and it said it correctly. By the end of this episode, we will have a fully functioning automatic wool farm. And it will be right up there. And that's going to look so different. It's going to be so cool. So to start with, let's take a look at some of the supplies that we'll need for a wool farm. Hey, what are you doing in my garden? You have nothing to offer me. Nothing at all. I'm gonna have to go back and fix my garden now. Thanks, asshole. So let's take a look at the items that we're gonna need to build this farm. We're gonna need 16 hopper minecarts, which is made with a minecart and a hopper together. To make a minecart, you'll have iron across here. To make a hopper, you'll have iron here, 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 and here, with a chest here. Place those together and you'll have a hopper minecart. You'll need 16 of those, at least 17 rails. I found mine down in the mines. An additional 16 hoppers and an additional 16 chests, 16 shears, 16 observers, 16 dispensers, and some glass. The observers and the dispensers, again, you can find in here, but let me go ahead and show you each of those. So for the observer, the recipe is like that. You've got 3 cobblestone on top, 3 on bottom, 2 redstone, and a quartz. And then for the dispensers, you'll have an upside down U of cobblestone with a bow in the middle and a redstone at the bottom. So that's what we're going to need for the build itself. Not the build, but the functioning part of it, as well as some grass blocks if you don't already have some. But before we get building that mechanism, we're going to have to clear a bunch of these trees out. So the goal for this episode, what we're going to do is get caught in some sweet berries. And we're going to come up here and we're going to take out all of these trees. And we're going to clear the area here, make it nice and flat. And then once that's done, we'll be ready to start the wool farm. Once we get started, what we're going to do in this episode is actually build a functioning part of the wool farm. And then either in a stream after this episode airs, or maybe in another episode, we're going to build the building around the wool farm. So to start with, we want to take out all of the trees from the entrance over. So this is going to be our entrance up to the wool farm. So we're going to go ahead and mark the trees that we want to take out. So we're going to want to take that one out. We're going to want to take that one out. Probably take that one out and everything around in here. So let's go ahead and get to chopping. All right, now that we've got this area completely cleared out, we've got to figure out exactly where we want our sheep to stand. So I think I want the sheep to be in like a U formation. And I want to do 4 on one side, I guess 5 on one side, 6 and 5 to equal 16. And we want each platform to be at least a block apart. So I think I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll bring them this way, I think. it should work. So if we got the observer here, yeah, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then across over here, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And of course, we're going to have to change those blocks out. So let's make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. It's exactly how we want that to go. So we're going to leave that block as is right now, but we're going to dig down. Underneath that block there's going to be a minecart, so we're going to dig out one more here. And here's what we want to do. So I've brought across our chest with all of our items in it, and the things we're going to want to start with are the chests, the hoppers, the rails, and probably the hopper minecarts. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and dig it just like this. We need to get to where we're one block below each one. The first thing we want to do, place the chest down right here. And then on the back side of it is where we're going to want our hopper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dig around right here like this. And I'm going to squat down, place the hopper into the back. And the hopper should be going into that chest. And then I'm going to place the dirt back up on top of that. Like so. I'm leaving one. And the reason is when we squat and place our rail is going to want to go that way like that. So we're going to want to place another rail here. And then we'll break that rail back off, pick it back up, and if it does drop into the hopper, it'll go into the chest just like that dirt did. And then what we want to do is place a dirt right there, and then we're going to place a hopper minecart right there like that. And what that does is keeps it from moving. And then I'm going to place the dirt back up right there, and we're going to do that to all 16 of those. Alright, once the chest, hopper, rail, and minecarts are set in place, the next thing we need to do is come around behind each one of these blocks and take that dirt block out. And then we also want to take out any marker blocks that we've put here as well. And in the block right above where the hopper minecart is, you absolutely have to have a dirt block, which will turn into grass. So we're going to place dirt blocks above all of the minecarts. Then, behind all of those dirt blocks, we want to place a dispenser. The dispenser needs to be placed in a manner that it's going to be facing the dirt block. So if you have a row back here, I recommend clearing out that row as well, so that way you can stand behind the block that the dispenser is going to be on. And not the dispenser, I'm sorry, I mean the observer. So the observer will go right there. And then you just want to make sure that it's facing the right way, which this one is not facing the right way. One thing you could do, if it helps as well, is to take out another row and stand on the same level as where you're putting the observer. And it should place with an arrow pointing back towards you. So if I place that like that, there's an arrow on top of there. That red dot should be on the back. So if you have to, like I said, clear this row out of any kind of building blocks or dirt and then replace it if you want them there, which you're going to want them there. So we're going to replace these building blocks here, or for now, just dirt. We might replace them later with building blocks. And we're going to come back over here, finish using up this diamond shovel. And then we're going to place our observers there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, once the observers are in place, you want to place dispensers. To place the dispenser, you're going to face the observer from the block that the sheep are going to be standing on, and place them like that. Just like that. Over the course of time, as you can see, the grass will fill back in on these. No big deal to rush it. And I generally wait to put the glass on there until the grass is filled in. So the next thing we want to do is place our shears in all of the dispensers. If the observer observes the block changing in front of it and it's lit with redstone dust, it will attempt to shear what's in front of it, but if there's nothing to shear, the shears will not take any usage at all, and they'll just return right back into the dispenser. However, if there's a sheep standing in front of the dispenser and it has wool to be sheared, it will shear it and it'll take a small bit of durability off of the shears. This is easily taken care of by keeping shears inside of the dispensers at all times. What I like to do is make sure at all times there's 9 shears inside of the dispensers, and I check it periodically. Basically, anytime I go get wool, I check and make sure that there's some shears in the dispensers. And later on in the series, we'll make an iron farm, which will make keeping shears in here so much easier. So this is what it should be looking like right now. Our next goal is going to be building the glass up around here and getting the sheep into the pen. So I have a trick that I'm going to use for that. But first, let's place a little bit of the glass down. So the way the glass is going to want to be placed is in 2s all the way around. So one thing we do want to do is extend the grass platform out by 1 block. And then we're going to want to place our glass like so. So the sheep's going to be standing here. So the sheep needs to be surrounded by the glass. And each pod like that. I do each one high for the time being. And then once the sheep we start moving sheep over is when I change the height. And there's going to be a trick that we'll need to use or try to use to get 1 sheep in at a time. For now, we're going to finish filling all of this in with glass. And then I'll place it, squat and place it on top of all of the dispensers. And then if you really wish to, you can place it on top of these glass blocks as well. You just want to make sure that you're able to get the sheep inside of these glass blocks. So you want to make sure there's always a path in. All right. So the next up, we want to get some wheat and bring the sheep over. And I have a trick that I'm going to try to use to get all of the sheep in. And that trick's going to be boats. Because if we just grab some wheat, break the fence, all the sheep are going to try to come at the same time. The way I'm going to combat that is I'm going to make 15 boats. And in those boats is where I'm going to put all of the sheep. We probably didn't need 15 whole boats because each boat can fit 2 sheep. But it's no big deal either way. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here inside the sheep pen. And just start placing down the boats and trapping the sheep within the boats. So that boat's got 2 sheep in it. That one's now got 2 sheep in it. With 2 more out. Place another boat down here. That one now has 2 sheep in it. that boat has 2 sheep in it. And this is what we're going to do until all of the sheep are in boats except for 1. As you can see, we have 1 more sheep to get in a boat. We have 2 more out. So we want to make sure we have our wheat on us. So I forgot my wheat in the chest. So I'm going to go get my wheat out of the chest real fast and hold it in this offhand. We're going to place one of the sheep in a boat and then take the other one with us. And this sheep here will now follow us. And then we will just simply place the glass. It'll get in there. We might have to give it a little bit of a nudge to get it back in there, but no big deal. The sheep is now trapped. And we got to do that for all of these sheep, which I should have took that one down a little bit further, hindsight 2020, but it's no big deal. So what we're going to do now is go back inside the pen, replace the fence, break one of the boats. Ooh, hit a sheep, obviously. Trap that sheep, grab the wheat, break the fence again, and take the sheep with us. And we're going to repeat this process until all 16 sheep have been placed inside pens. And I think I did my math wrong somewhere. I think I'm missing a sheep or I have an extra one. We'll find out here in just a minute. Alright, so all of the sheep that I have been placed in here. We had a bit of a mishap along the way. We'll have to get another light blue sheep, but that's no big deal at all. For now, what we're going to do is place the glass across the top of the sheep that we do have, leaving the one open. We need to make sure we don't close off the one that doesn't have a sheep in it, which is right there. So we'll leave a gap here and we'll cover these sheep up. And then other than placing the last sheep inside, there's only one more step to do. The last little thing we need to do requires redstone dust, which I mistakenly left out of the ingredients list. But it's easy enough to get. If you don't have redstone, go grab some from down below. We need 16 pieces total. We're then going to come back, place the redstone behind each one of these dispensers. And as you can see, some of the dispensers are already starting to shear the sheep. You have 1, 2 of them, 3, 4, at least 5. So as you can see, this one has been done. So we'll look down here and we've already got wool below. Each one of these are going to have some wool and probably some dirt. So we're going to clear these chests out. We'll leave the wool in here and our wool farm is complete. So that's it, my dudes. I don't know if we're going to do it in this in another episode or if we're going to do it in a stream, but we're going to build a build around this, and at some point we're going to find another sheep and get him in here, and we'll have to dye him light blue. A little bit of a mishap happened, but with that being said, I do actually have a piece of mutton to cook up and use later, but we won't talk about what happened. I wouldn't kill a sheep. I honestly definitely didn't do it on purpose, for sure. But yeah, total accident happened, and we'll have to take care of that later. For now, maybe we'll put some chickens in here. We'll maybe make an automatic egg farm. Yeah, so without wasting any more time, guys, let's get into the shout out of the day. Yo, hold it. Once again, coming to you, this is Future Psycho. And guys, I almost have done it again. Deprived you guys of my favorite part of every single one of these episodes. Enchanting. This would have been 2 episodes in a row that we didn't enchant. So let's come over here. We're going to grab some books. We're going to grab our tools. What do we still have? Leggings to do here. We've got this pickaxe, and I already know which enchantment I want to do. So let's go ahead and do it. It should be Silk Touch on that pickaxe. There we go. And we're going to end up making another diamond pickaxe, and we've still got more levels. So let's check these other enchantments out. What's on the shovel? Unbreaking 3. That's a great possibility, although that shovel's almost done. What do we got on the leggings? Prot 3. And then let's go ahead and check the books. What can we get? Power 3. I think I'm going to go ahead and roll this one over. And let's check again on another one. Impaling 4, absolutely not. I didn't mean to put that there. We've got Prot 3. Efficiency 3, that's not a bad one either, but I think I'm gonna roll that one as well, and I think we've got enough levels for maybe one more. So let's check. We do. Projectile protection 4, no. Unbreaking 3, probably not. I don't think we're gonna enchant that shovel. Depth Strider 3. Depth Strider 3, absolutely, that's the one we're gonna take. So let's go over here and get rid of the knockback 1. And we'll get rid of the Prot 1. And we have Depth Strider 3 and Sharpness 3 both. So the Depth Strider 3 will be placed on our boots once we have an anvil, which is something we're going to cover in a later episode as well on how to make the anvil. But I don't have the iron to make an anvil right now. But we will get the iron between episodes. And yeah, thank you guys for enchanting with me. Today's shout out of the day goes out to Jake Randall. I will have his link in the description down below. Jake Randall is a gaming genius, particularly in how and when and where to buy next generation systems. If you're looking for a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X and S and you're having a tough time buying the one that you want and you feel like you need to settle for the one that you don't want, be it a digital copy when you want a disc copy, or a disc copy when you want a digital copy, or if you want an X and you can only find an S, or you want an S and you can only find an X. This guy right here will tell you when and where to buy these systems. Go check out Jake Randall at youtube.com/C/Jake Randall. It's in a card above, and it will be in the description down below. Again, his name is Jake Randall, and he will help you buy the system you want, and he'll tell you where and when to buy it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if I didn't say it already, guys, make sure you check out my Twitch. On the Twitch channel, that's where we're going to be doing some behind-the-scenes stuff, and I sometimes will be doing some behind-the-scenes stuff on stuff that, you know, I haven't yet completed yet. Meaning, like, you know, I could do something to record an episode that hasn't been uploaded yet, and then behind the scenes do some stuff after that episode before it gets uploaded. So you could get a sneak peek at what's to come in the series coming up if it hasn't been uploaded yet, and we do something between me recording episodes. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you on the flip side.